I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible.
And we can start. Okay. Now you see, in case of Newton-Raphson load flow method, uh, the basic equation is current from where we are starting for derivation of the various voltages. Because from the current equation, as you are observing in front of you, for this 3-bus system, we have got 3 current entering at the 3 buses. At bus number 1, we have got the current and voltage multiplication for 3 buses in terms of the 3 bus voltages and the uh, matrix elements Y bus. And for each of these, the expression is in front of you. You have already understood about that. For example, entering at bus number 1, the total current I1 is given by V1 capital Y11 plus V2 capital Y12 plus capital plus V3 capital Y13. You can observe that you have got capital Y11 as the summation of the admittances connected to the bus 1, capital Y22 as the summation of the bus admittances connected to bus 2. Similarly, capital Y12 is equal to capital Y21, capital Y13 is equal to capital Y31, and capital Y23 is equal to 32. You have already known about it, and this is the matrix showing the same. I hope my voice is reaching.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Now you see all the 3 currents equations I1, I2, I3 can be expressed in a single equation. I is equal to sigma j is equal to 1 to 3 Yij Vj, where I varies from 1 to 3 and j varies from 1 to 3. And in case the number of we want to generalize this equation for an n-bus system, this is given by I is equal to sigma j is equal to 1 to n Yij Vj. For I is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to 1 to n. Now, to develop the Newton-Raphson voltage equations and the Jacobian element equations, we start from the current. I is equal to sigma j is equal to 1 to n Yij Vj. Now, this is nothing but same expression above here. Okay, so we have not done anything extra here. Okay. Now, we have just expressed capital Yij, another Yij and Vj in terms of their magnitude and angle. So here we have taken the help of the polar coordinates. Okay, so Yij is equal to Yij its magnitude and its angle theta ij, and Vj its magnitude Vj and its angle delta j. Okay. Del j. Okay. So I is equal to sigma j is equal to 1 to n capital Yij Vj angle theta ij plus del j. I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now what we have done in the next equation, the complex power is given by S is given by Vi star. V is voltage and I is current. So S is equal to Vi star. That means Si is equal to Vi II star is equal to P plus JQ. Now here we are using P I minus JQI. That means active and reactive power at ith bus. So it becomes Vi star II. That is, it is complex conjugate of S. So S star is equal to Vi star II, and Vi star II is equal to Pi minus JQI. And this Vi star II can be expressed by help of polar coordinates Vi angle minus delta I, because had it been simple Vi without being the complex conjugate of Vi, the Vi would have been Vi angle del I. But here it is Vi star, so it is Vi angle minus del I. Okay, so this is in polar coordinate. Vi angle minus delta I means it has got value Vi cos delta I plus J sin delta I, and where delta I will be now minus. So Vi cos delta I minus J minus Vi minus Vi sin delta I del I. Okay. Now likewise II is substituted from above. So when you substitute from above this whole, it comes here. So likewise Vi star II becomes Vi angle minus del I and sigma j is equal to 1 to n capital Yij. Capital Y is the bus admittance element, and Vj theta ij plus del j. Okay. Now you separate Pi and Qi. That is quite simple. We have actually Pi in terms of real part of Pi minus JQi, and we have expressed Qi in terms of imaginary part of Pi minus JQi. Okay, so from this expression, this is quite simple to understand. For example, we have an expression only Vi angle delta I. Okay, so it means this is Vi cos delta I plus Vi sin delta I. Likewise, this whole thing is there where we have got three angles. For Pi minus JQi, we have got three angles in this expression, minus delta I, theta ij, and delta j. So this will become, and there are three magnitudes, Vi, Vj, Yij. So this will become Vi, Vj, Yij, cos of theta ij minus delta I plus del j, and plus sine of plus Vi, Vj, Yij, sine of theta ij plus del I plus del j. Okay, so and this minus sign will make a change here. Because cos of minus theta is equal to cos of theta. So accordingly, we will have here theta ij minus del I plus del j, theta ij minus del I plus del j. So I hope it is clear that how you obtained the real and imaginary parts of Pi and Qi from Vi star Ii just by separating real and imaginary parts and considering that Vi angle minus delta I is Vi cos of minus delta I and plus Vi sin of minus delta I. Likewise, other things. Okay, so we have just in this expression taken magnitudes together and taken angles together, and we have just expressed that in terms of its cosine part and sine part. Hope it is clear.
So can you please explain minus delta I once again?
See, Vi star. Vi star means complex conjugate of Vi. Likewise, in Gauss-Seidel analysis, we discussed that if Vi is equal to 1.04 plus j 1.1, let us say, then complex conjugate will be 1.04 minus j 1.1. Okay, so we have just expressed here that was in rectangular part, rectangular coordinates. Now here we have got polar coordinates. So Vi means Vi angle del I. That means cos del I plus j sin del I. But when we have Vi star, it means angle is negative because it is complex conjugate of Vi. So cos of delta I minus sine of delta I. Minus sine of delta I, because plus sine of angle minus delta I will give you minus sine delta I. Okay, so Vi star is just the complex conjugate of Vi. So complex conjugate means if Vi had got the magnitude Vi and angle delta I, then complex conjugate will just have the same magnitude but the angle negative. Okay, I hope it is over. It is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Now I'm going ahead. Now, in Newton-Raphson method, the Jacobian elements are calculated. Now, here we need to understand one thing, that we are discussing a case of a three-bus system, where a bus is slack bus and a bus is PV bus. Well, let us say bus number 2 is PV bus, and let us say bus number Q is PV bus. Let us come here on Jacobian matrix. Okay, let us say this will make things clear. See, you have got three bus. So one is bus number 1 is slack bus, bus number 2 is PV bus, and bus number 3 is bus number 2 is PQ bus, and bus number 3 is PV bus. Okay, so for PQ bus, what are the known parameters? P and Q. Okay, so in this expression, we are placing the active and reactive power on the left hand side and angles on the right hand side. P2 and Q2 are the active and reactive power corresponding to bus number 2, and P3 is the reactive power corresponding to bus number 3. Now, since bus number 3 is a PV bus, so there is no Q3 term. Okay, so you just concentrate on one important point, that on the left hand side it will be active and reactive power only. For bus number 1 there will be no active and reactive power, because at bus number 1 the voltage and angle are defined and the active and reactive power are calculated at the end of the at the end of this let us say when the solution is reached, the P2, the P and Q of slack bus are obtained. Okay, so we have got only P and Q, active and reactive power of PQ bus at bus number 2, and at 3 bus number we have got only active power, because reactive power is unknown. As you know, on V bus we defined active power and voltage. So we had to take only active and reactive power on the left hand side. So three powers are there, one corresponding to bus number 2, active and reactive, and one at bus number 3 corresponding to real power, or real power corresponding to bus number 3. Okay. Now you see, for P2 we are having angle delta 2 on the extreme right. For P3 we are having delta 3 on the extreme right, and for Q2 we are having delta V2. It is because of a simple reason that active power is dependent on the angle or frequency, and reactive power is dependent on the voltage. Okay, so active power P2, active power of P2 has got a relation with the angle delta 2, and active power of bus number 3, P3, has got relation with the angle delta 3. So wherever the active power is there, the angle delta del will figure, and wherever the reactive power is there on the extreme right, voltage will figure. Now this small this delta represents in front of each element. Here we have got delta on the extreme left hand side and on the extreme right hand side. So this is this represents the small change. This represents the small change. When we will take a numerical example, I will let you know why we are interested in calculation of small change. Because for the present, I will just say that if you know the delta 1 or say any angle, delta 2 or delta 3, let us take delta 2. Then after an iteration in finding in pursuit to find the exact solution, you in fact improve the delta 2 angle in its iterations. So if in the iteration there is an improvement of delta 2, then this delta del 2 is added with the earlier existing del 2, and then the new value of new delta 2, del 2 is obtained, del 2 dash. So del 2 dash in that case will be del 2 plus delta del 2. Okay, and this delta del 2 is to be calculated by the active power, known reactive power, and the Jacobian elements. So that is why we are calculating the delta del 2, delta del 3, delta V2. That means our purpose is to find the use on the extreme right of this matrix. Okay, you are getting me? That all the parameters P2, P3, Q2 are known, and the Jacobian elements will be known because we have got certain calculations involved, and this calculation I shall explain you some in this classes and some in the next classes. So only unknown in this are capital delta del 2, delta del 3, and delta V2 on the extreme right side. I hope I am audible and my voice is reaching.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any doubt what I have spoken so far? It's pretty simple. That on the left hand side we have got the active power and reactive power only. Only the reactive power and active and reactive power corresponding to the buses, PQ bus and PV bus. In this 3 bus example, bus number 1 was slack bus. Bus number 1 is slack bus. Bus number 2 is PQ, and bus number 3 is PV. So for bus number 2 we have got P and Q known, because it is a PQ bus, and for bus number 3 we have active power known. P3 is not known because it is a PV bus, so Q is not defined. Okay, at that bus P and V are defined. And on the extreme right we have corresponding to P2 the angle delta 2, corresponding to active power P3 we have got the angle delta 3 del 3, and corresponding to Q2 we have got the V2. The reason for associating the angle delta with respect to active power and the voltage with respect to reactive power, it is because the active power depends on the angle or frequency, and the reactive power depends on the voltage. Okay. So what is now happening that on the left hand side we have the known parameters, on the right hand side we have unknown parameters, and now in the middle we have got the Jacobian elements. Now I will concentrate on Jacobian elements. So I will just tell you here presently two things, that each Jacobian element will be calculated by a mathematical expression. That mathematical expression we will develop by some very simple trick. Okay. So first of all, now here we should study what is Jacobian. Jacobian is having four sub-matrices: J1, J2, J3, J4. In J1, we have got the partial differentiation of active power with respect to angle. Partial differentiation with respect to angle. So you see, in the first, or to be very simple, in the Jacobian, let us say that the first row is change, it is a small change in the active power with respect to all the unknown parameters. So it's simple. You see, you have to just take this P2, delta P2, and this P2 is to be made, is to have partial differentiation with respect to each of these on the right hand side, del 2, del 3, del V2. So you see, del P2 divided by del 2, then del P2 is divided by del P3. So these are the partial differentiations. So you just remember that on left hand side we have got the active power, on right hand side we have got the unknown parameters for in terms of angle and voltage. So each of the element on the left hand side highly differentiated with respect to each element on the right hand side. Okay. So likewise, this will give, so this will give you a very simple way to constitute the NR method. So del P2 by delta 2 is the del P2 by del D3 and del P2 by del V2. Likewise, you take P3 and just make the partial differentiation of these three with respect to each for P3, and you will get del P3 by del 2, del 2, del P3 by del 3, del P3 by del V2, and del Q2 by del Q2 is C. So I have not done anything extraordinary. I have just told that if you are clear that on the left hand side you have got the active and reactive power known, and on the right hand side the unknown parameters. So in each row you just pick up the first element from the left and make partial differentiation of this with respect to the remaining three elements here. Okay. So I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear and you are getting me.
Yes, sir. Somewhat.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I have entered a person. Just a minute before. Now I'm coming back on my screen. Now, can anybody tell if anything could not be understood? Anything which we discussed so far today?
So this
anything.
order of Jacobian matrix.
Yes. Yes, you are right. You are right. I have not spoken on that. I will speak on this right now because when I just showed you the active and reactive power on the left hand side and the angle and voltage on the right hand side and the Jacobian elements in between. So it was easy for me to make you understand that how the Jacobian elements are calculated there. So now I will answer your question that what is the order of the Jacobian? Okay, and for the present you just understand that if there are three parameters on the left hand side and three parameters on the right hand side, the Jacobian element matrix of middle will be 3 into 3. That means it is a square matrix. It will here presently it is a square matrix, and not only presently it may be there of the order of 2n2 minus 2 minus m into 2n minus 2 minus m. So it is a square matrix. Now you see why it is 2n minus 2 minus m, 2n minus 2 minus 2 minus m. That means if you have got a Jacobian matrix, its order will be 2n minus 2 minus m into 2n minus 2 minus m, and I will tell you now what is each meant by n and m. Okay, see, n is the total number of buses in the system. How many buses are there in the system? 3. So 2 into 6, so 6 equations, and 2 equation and 2 is made 2 is deducted from this because of slack bus, because you see none of the active and active power and reactive power of the slack bus figure on the left hand side. Please note, because slack bus is bus number 1, and for slack bus the P and Q have been deducted, because we have considered that if there are 3 buses, there will be known parameters 3 into 2, 6. Out of these 6, what is the number of active and reactive power? So you see 2 has been deducted, because at slack bus the voltage and angle are defined, P and Q are not defined. So we have deducted 2. I hope it is clear why it is 2n minus 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now you see, when I say further m is deducted. Further m is deducted means m is the number of the PV bus. I repeat, m is the number of PV bus. And in this case, why we are deducting m only, not 2m? It is because for PV bus, the P figures, Q does not figure. Okay, so P is already calculated, P is included in the left hand side, but Q is not included. So Q is not included, so number of Qs not to be considered will be as many as the number of PV buses are there. So M is the voltage controlled bus or PV bus or generator bus, it is same thing. So for not considering the Q, for example, in this case we are not considering Q3. So 1 will be deducted, because M will be 1, because number of bus M is PV bus is 1 only. Okay, so 2n minus 2 minus M means how many active and reactive powers are known. Simply you take this way. So how many known parameters are there? Because it is a 3 bus system, so 2 into 3, 6 parameters are known for 3 bus system. 2 have been deducted because of slack bus, because at slack bus none of the active and reactive power are specified, because they are obtained at the end of the solution. Okay, so P1 and Q1 because do not figure here, so they have been deducted. And since the Qs equal to number of PV buses will not figure, because at PV bus only P is defined, Q is not defined. So we have to take into account the deduction of the reactive power. We have taken the M deducted from 2n minus 2 further. Okay, so that is why and similarly we will be here on the right hand side, because as many active powers are there, accordingly the number of angles will be there, and as many reactive powers are there, that many voltages will be there. This can be also now appreciated in terms of Jacobian parameters. You see, in Jacobian what is happening, that J1 represents the partial differentiation of active power with respect to each of angle. J1 represents the partial differentiation of each of active power with respect to each of angle. Okay, J1. So that is why we have got the partial differentiation of P2 with respect to del 2 and del 3. Then with respect to del P3 of delta 2, or rather with respect to del 2 and del 3 of P3. Okay, so you just observe that order of Jacobian will be corresponding to the active power and their partial differentiation with respect to angle. So it is pretty clear that active power, number of active powers are 2, and number of active powers are number of angles are 2. So the Jacobian J1 will be of the order of 2 into 2 in this case. So to explain it, how many active powers will be there? There will be active powers corresponding to all buses except slack bus. So if the number of buses is 3, there will not be only active power in the active power slack, only the slack bus active power. So that is deducted. So that means for each of active power, we will have the partial differentiation of delta 2 and delta 3. Okay, in this case. So for each of active power means for P2 for both, and for P3 for both. When I say P2 for both, it means P2 with respect to angle del 2 del 3, and for P3 with respect to angle del 2 del 3. So it is pretty clear that if J1 the partial differentiation of each of parameter is made with respect to each angle. First active power is taken. In the second iteration, next active power is taken. Had it been a more larger bus system, the system would have been same. Rather, the pattern would have been same for us to consider the active power partial differentiation with respect to angles. So, as many active power will be there, there will be the differentiations of angle the same. That means if there are two active power, it will be two differentiated. Because if there are two active powers, so there will be two angles del 2 del 3. Okay. Likewise, we have got this. Okay. There was a call. In fact, I have just muted it. Okay. Now for J2, similarly, it is the partial differentiation of active power with respect to angle voltage. So voltage is only one, and this will be corresponding to reactive power only. So here in the order of Jacobian, you just have to see that that how many voltages are there. That's all. For that many voltages, you just extend the active power row. Okay. And for similarly, you see here for active power P3, the row extends for delta to delta V2 because there is one voltage. Okay. Had there been two more voltages, then would have been there in place of one active reactive power that Q2, it would have been Q2 Q3, and there would have been one more angle del V3. In that case, the row each of these row would also have extended by one, and similarly column also. So column to take into account the active and reactive power and active and reactive power variation. To consider one more variation with respect to whatever it is, active power or reactive power. Because if it is with respect to active power, then a row will increase, and if there is a bus increase, if there is an increase in the bus number, then that bus will also bring an angle delta. So that is why row will increase, then a column will also increase. So middle will always remain A square matrix. Okay. So if you have understood the first J1, that it is a partial differentiation of active power with respect to angle, and then similarly you see that the J2 is active power partial differentiation with respect to voltage, and then again in the same pattern you have the in front of Qs, whatever, how many Qs are there, whatever is the number of PQ bus. So for each of PQ bus, you have the variation of Q with respect to delta 2 and delta 3 for angles of the active powers and for its own reactive power. As well as had there been one more Q3, then it would have extended del Q2 by del V3 as well. So in short, if I say if there is a P3, if there is one more PV bus, then P will increase. So delta P for delta P3, it will be delta P4, and here on the right hand side, because delta P4 would have figured, in this case delta del 4 would have figured, and in the row we would have had one more row of delta P4, and at the same time we would have had one more column also extending beyond delta P2 delta V2, and that would have been in the first row delta P2 by delta V3, and then in the second row delta P3 by delta V3, then in the third row delta this partial differentiation of Q2 with respect to del V3. Okay, I hope it is clear. I know it is quite complex, but I have tried my best to make you understand. Still, if you have any doubt or if you are in any confusion, you can ask me. Yes, please.
Sir, the order of J2.
Yes, please. Please speak once again.
Sir, the order of J2.
Okay. See, order of J2 is nothing but just the partial differentiation of active power with respect to voltage. Okay. Active power with respect to voltage. So you see, in this case, there are two active powers, del P2 and del P3. del P2 and del P3. We have got two active powers. So for each of these active powers, there will be a variation corresponding to angle, voltage. Okay. So this is what del P2 by del V2 and del P3 by del V2. Okay. So you see, J2 has stopped until del P3 only, because in the next in this column next the reactive power comes. So reactive power change with respect to voltage has to be considered in G4. So in short, you just appreciate one point here, that J1, J2 belongs to active power, and J3, J4 belong to reactive power. J1 belongs to change of active power with respect to angle. J2 belongs to change of active power with respect to voltage only. J3 belongs to change of active power, that is partial differential of active power with respect to angle only. And this del Q belongs to, this J4 belongs to partial differentiation of reactive power with respect to voltage only. So it is pretty clear on the left hand side and right hand side that how many there will be active and reactive powers, and how many the angles and voltages will be there. Active power will be only active power will be corresponding to all buses except slack bus. Reactive powers will be corresponding to all PQ buses only. Corresponding to slack bus and PV bus, it will be absent. Okay. Angle will always exist with respect for each of active power, and voltage will always exist for each of reactive power. So you see, if it is n number of active and reactive power taken together, and if it is let us say again, it will be n same active and it will be n angles and voltages on the right hand side. I repeat, it will be n. If it is n means you can take any figure, confuse. And we have got in simple words, let us say we have got 5 active power, reactive power on the left hand side. Let us say we have got 5 angles and voltages on the right hand side. This will be same. Why? Because the angle will be corresponding to active power, and reactive power will be corresponding to voltage will be corresponding to reactive power. So there is no question that the angle and voltage may be one more or one less. It cannot be. It cannot be. It is because the angle will be corresponding to active power, and voltage will be corresponding to reactive power. Okay. So there is no question that the number of addition of angles and voltages will be same as the number of active and reactive power. Now, whatever the number is that either on left hand side or on right hand side, of that order we will have the Jacobian 5 into 5, and it is very clear that in the first row in Jacobian for only P2 there will be variations for all the 5 parameters in that case. Okay, so in this case it is a 3-bus system, so there are 3 variations. If it is a 4-bus system, then there will be 4 variations. If it is a 5-bus system, then it will be 5 variations. What will happen? Just that this P2 del P2 by del V2 will extend. If there are 2 active powers, then 2 angles will be there. If it is 1 active power and 1 reactive power, then there will be 2 more elements, because we have to just further extend the row or column that way, corresponding to the angle and voltage only. I hope it is a little bit complex, but you just try to understand that first row represents the change of active power of the first element on the left hand side with respect to each of the element on the right hand side. Then it will be clear. Similarly, the next element will present the partial differentiation of that element with respect to each of the elements on the right hand side. Okay, so I have tried to make you explain by 3-4 different angles how the Jacobian matrix is made and how the J1, J2, J3, J4 are made. Still, if you have doubt, you can ask me right now. Right now also you can ask, no problem. Yes, please, anybody? Can you listen me? No voice is coming?
Yes, sir, it's clear now.
Okay, thank you. It was very complex, and I tell you, it was also a a huge assignment for on my part, and I was worried also that whether online I would be able to explain it or not. But since I was confident that I would be able to explain and you will understand. So thank you for positively responding. But in case if you have any doubt, still any doubt at this time or later, you can ask me. Anybody who has not understood, please do not be shy and don't be hesitant. If some persons are saying yes, then also you can say, sir, we could not follow. In case there is anybody, and we will. I will take that also. Is there anybody, please, who could not follow, or should I consider that presently you have followed? You may ask later also if you are not interested to ask presently. I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Quite a good degree.
Yes, sir.
It's clear.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I think see, I have tried to put all the diagonal and off diagonal elements for each Jacobian here to make the things pretty simplified. Okay, you just try to see it. We will see it in the next lecture, and I hope that you could be able to follow many things in this lecture. I know it was quite complex, complicated, but still we have reached up to the Jacobian constitution. And in the next class, we will study the calculation of Jacobian elements. Okay, so just read from the book. I'm sure you can get a bit, and we will be able to discuss many things in the class next time. So now I'm winding up the class and I'm stopping. Okay, at this point.
Okay, sir.
So are you getting me that I'm stopping the class? Please say once. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So we'll meet in the next class and we will go on calculation of Jacobian elements one by one. Thank you.
Okay, sir.